Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Coffee and a Card. So I've been trying for the last 5 minutes to go live and the app wouldn't let me. So I had to reboot my phone and switch apps and all the fun things about Facebook. So here we are. And let me just double check that it's working. There we go. Perfect. Okay, it's working. So welcome to everybody who's coming in here for Coffee and a Card. My apologies for being late. I would hit start live and the app would just close itself. So weird. So anyhow, hello. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Brenda. Welcome, you guys. I've got some happy mail to show you today, and then we're going to make a project. Actually, I'm going to case a card that one of my downline sent to me, and we're going to make our own version today. So just to kind of show you how when you get cards in the mail, they can be great options for layouts or cards that you see on this video. So, and don't mind me if I keep reaching for my glasses. Yeah, Brenda, I don't have glasses. This is my first day wearing contacts in years, but I really want to wear contacts for the Norway trip in May because it's kind of rainy season, and so I don't want to be cleaning off my glasses repeatedly. So I am transitioning back to contacts, but I keep reaching to push up my glasses. It's so weird. All right, let's start with some happy mail. So happy mail is what I call it when y'all send cards to me, because I get so happy to show off your creations, to know that you're crafting, and also just to show other people what you've been up to. So it's super fun for me. So this first one comes from one of my team members. Nancy Gallant. She makes a lot of cards, and it's so fun to see what she's up to. So we've got a Happy St. Patrick's Day. I forgot to do happy mail last week, so I actually had this card last week to show you guys, but you know, forgot happy mail in last week's video. Okay, the next one comes from Patricia Settle, and oh, it's another St. Patrick's Day card. Sorry, I'm just a week behind, right? So, sending luck and love. Such fun clovers there. And her 4-leaf clover is actually embossed. I don't know if you can see that. That's a neat little embossed clover. So, and then she's got the inside stamp says, "A good friend is like a 4-leaf clover, hard to find and lucky to have." So, very cute, Patricia. Okay, so our next card. Okay, Kathy says she saves all the cards she receives and uses the idea to case also. Absolutely. Yeah, Brenda, contacts do take some time to get used to. I have worn contacts since I was 14, but I stopped back in 2016, 17. Oh, my thing is slipping. And then I briefly wore them for Hawaii 2 years ago, and now I am trying them again. Okay, so now we've got one from Jan Burbeck from Wisconsin. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Look at that turtle. You guys, all of that white is heat embossed, so that's really cool. Wow, I love that. And it says, "Wishing you the happiest of birthdays." It's a Z-fold. So show you from the top there, the Z-fold. And it says, "Wishing you everything wonderful." So kind of opens like this. I like that. That is a really pretty card. Okay, last but not least, we have one from, it's another one from Nancy Gallant. And it's got the flowers. I think this is from, nope. I was going to say Color and Contour, but that's a different flower. So, I don't know. But I love the fresh freesia with the parakeet party. That's a really beautiful card. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for sending cards so that I can show off your creativity here on Facebook Live. I like how I keep having to shrink down. Because my phone is like slowly lowering down. Today is the day of tech issues. So, all right, today we're going to be making a card using On the Farm, so our farm set. So I'm going to go ahead, since it keeps wanting to slip downwards, we'll just point it down. Oh goodness. Yeah, today is not my day. Sorry. Okay, we're going to get this. Sorry for all the movement. Hope I'm not making y'all sick. Okay, do we got it? I think we got it. So I'm just going to move this here. Make sure I'm in camera. Okay, there we go. So we're using On the Farm today. And I'm also going to be using the dies. So there's a ton of dies in here, you guys. I don't know if I can't remember if it tells us. Yes, 27. 27 dies in here. So we're going to be making a cow card today. So I thought that'd be cute. And I'll also be using the classic matte dots as well. Okay. So the card that I'm casing came from one of my team members. Her name is Karen Tackett. I had the great pleasure to meet her for the first time. She'd been on my team for, oh, I don't know, maybe 2 years, and I'd never met her. But then we had convention in Indianapolis last year, and I finally got to meet her for real. So that's always super fun, to meet people for real life. So I've got team members all over the country, and I haven't met all of them, and I love it. It's so fun. So I got to meet her back in November, and she sent me this card after on stage, and I thought it was so cute that I wanted us to make our own. Let me take her note out of here. I wanted us to make our own version today. So this is what we're going to be making today, this fun fold. And I'm just going to stick her note back in here so I don't lose it. Okay, so I was looking at this paper. I've really struggled with using the animal print paper. I just haven't really known how to do it or what to do with it. But I thought, you know, in the right setting, I think this could look like cow dots. The cow spots. So we are going to make this a cow spot card. So let's start with and we're going to be using basic black and basic white because, you know, we're going for a black and white cow. So I'm going to start with my card base. And my card base measures 5.5 by 8.5, and we're going to go ahead and score it at 4 1/4. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut 2 inches off this front flap. Okay, so we'll move it over here to 2 inches, and we'll cut that off. So what that's going to do, once I fold it here, you can see how this is going to be the part that folds down. This piece is going to become our little tab, the flag piece, the fold over flap. I don't know. I don't have words today, y'all. So no waste. So we're going to use this piece right here. Okay, before we do that, let's cut some basic white. And the first one we're going to cut is 4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to use this for our inside of the card. So there we got 4 by 5 1/4. And then we're also going to need 2 by 5 1/4. So I'll just move it on over here and we'll go to 5 1/4. And then I'll turn it and we'll do 2 inches. So 2 by 5 1/4. Okay, so we got that one. For our Designer Series paper, we're gonna need a couple of pieces. So first, we're going to do, which one should we do first? We will do what goes here on the inside. So we're going to do 1 3/4 by 5, and we need 2 of these. So 1 3/4 by 5, and we need 2 for the card. I got 1, and then we'll make a second one. Okay. And then the other one we need for our flap is going to be 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. So we'll do our 1 3/4. 1 3/4. Make sure I enunciate there. And we'll turn that and we will do it to 3 3/4. Okay, so we got that one. All right, I think that is everything we need for right now. So we will set that cutter aside for a moment. Okay, so I'm going to start with creasing this down. Although I guess I normally craft on an open card base, but we're going to take our white and one of those, we did 2 strips that were 1 3/4 by 5. So we're going to tape these 2 together. So we're going to put those here. And then I will turn it over and we're going to attach this to the front of our card. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to take this scrap of basic white that's sitting here next to me. I think it'll be big enough. And we're going to make a cow. So we're going to grab our cow stamp, and as long as I'm in here, I'm also going to grab my words, and that is thinking happy thoughts of you. So we'll go ahead and block both of these. Oh, that's a little off. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to stamp this cow just on a scrap of basic white because we're going to be die cutting him or her, however you would like to refer to your cows. So here is my cow. And for my words, I'm actually going to set this insert right inside of my card, centered like I want it to be. So here's the thing, you guys. I need to stamp on this piece, but I also am mindful that I mess up on stamping. So I don't want to tape it down because I want to be able to flip it over if I screw up. So I'm just going to set it here, centered where I would normally tape it down. We're going to close that flap. And now I know right where I want to stamp my words. So we'll ink those up. And I can stamp that right here. That works. But if I had messed up, if I gotten shadowing or whatever, I would now be able to turn this over and stamp again. If I had already taped it down, well then now we have to waste a piece of cardstock because you got to rip it out and do a new one. So that's what I would recommend for that. We also don't want to tape it down because we have to do our flap, which is going to be adhered underneath here. Okay. So we're done with the ink for right now. So I am going to take my cow die. There we go. And take our little machine here. And we'll put down our plates. Line up our little cow. If he moves too much for you, you can always put a little piece of washi tape or a post-it note to kind of hold down the die cut. I'm gonna live on the wild side. Oh, maybe. I try to go straight down with my plates so that the dies don't move, but it's not a guarantee that it won't move. There we go. And I'm just going to hold that in place. I can always trim it a little bit with my snips after I die cut it. So I don't mind if it's slightly off because I can usually remedy that. let's put all these over here. Let's see how we did. Oh, not too bad. Got a little extra over here, but I'm actually, I don't know. Let me look at him right side. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just leave him. I still think he's kind of cute. Whoa. Sorry, guys. Getting a little crazy over here. Okay. So, I'm gonna put that back. Stick this here. Because as you can see, it's dangerous to have open dies laying around. All right. So, we've got our cow here. And I'm just gonna take my basic black marker. And I am going to fill in some of these cow spots. Because, again, we need our black and white cow. I recognize cows come in different colors, but because I wanted to make a black and white card, we had to kind of tie it in with that. So, this is where I should start humming Jeopardy. This always, you guys, I can't help it. Every time I'm coloring, that's what I think of. I think of that final round of Jeopardy where they're playing the music while the contestants are writing stuff and all of us are just staring at them. That's what this feels like to me. Pressure's on. Just kidding. So, all right. I think we're almost there. Maybe this one is a spot. I don't know. Maybe I should look up a picture of a cow. Sure. That works. I could always add some color later. But we'll go with that for now. So I've got my spots on my cow. Okay? So now we are going to take, not the larger one, we're going to take the smaller designer series paper and our black strip, and we are going to create our flag piece. So I am going to grab a pencil, which here we go, I had sitting here. And I'm going to grab a ruler. And what we're going to do, the way that I want to make this tag, because I want my flag to lay in the correct way. So I want, where's my Post-it note? So on my black strip, I'm going to measure up 1 1/4 inches, okay? 1 1/4, and I'm going to put a little pencil mark here. And I know you guys won't really be able to see it, most likely, but trust me when I say I'm measuring up 1 1/4 inches, and I'm just putting a little pencil mark. I'm also going to measure the bottom. Here, let me actually measure the bottom. Since I'm saying bottom, let me make it that way for you guys to see. So we're also going to do a 1 inch mark right there. Okay, so I've got 1 1/4 inches on the side and 1 inch on the bottom. Now we're going to take this one and we're going to measure up 1 inch. So we're going to measure up 1 inch right there. And we'll flip this around. And we'll do 1 inch right here. And then we're going to measure the halfway point here, which this is, what would that be, like 7/8? So 7/8. There we go. Okay, so you've got your 1 inch marks, your 7/8, 1 1/4 inch, and a 1 inch at the bottom. Okay, so now what we can do is we can take our snips. Oh, thank you guys. I'm glad you like my ruler. Yeah, I couldn't help it. I saw it on Amazon. So I'm just connecting my spots. So I'm going from one pencil line to the other. You could also do this on your trimmer if you prefer. I just think it's such a shortcut, I can do it freehand. So I am going to cut this one. We'll turn it. And we'll cut this way. Okay. Okay, now if there's any little bit of pencil, you can just erase it real nicely. Here's my tip with using pencil on our products. Test your eraser first. Because you know how some pencils will leave like terrible marks when you erase it? Yeah, we don't want that. So we'll just, I've made sure to invest in pencils. Oh, my eraser's going down. I've made sure to invest in pencils that erase cleanly. So it's very handy to have. Okay, let's move those out of the way. So now we have two flag pieces that are going to be cut the same so that we can put them together here. So I'll go ahead and tape this one. Speaking of Lego, if I haven't told you guys yet, my wedding bouquet is made out of Lego. I'm super excited about it, or it will be made out of Lego once I've made it. I got the kit in the mail, but I haven't actually assembled it yet. All right, we're gonna take this one and we are going to score at 1 inch. Not cut, score. And so now we'll have our, bring this all back. Make sure that my length is gonna work with the score line I just did. So, wait, hold on. Okay, we're gonna set this inside. Fold on that score line. Nope, it's a little bit long. So, we're gonna need to score it a little bit further. Actually, you know what? I bet I could just refold it. Okay. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to have this coming to the end of our piece right here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over. Just make sure this is, and I'm just going to fold it over my white cardstock, like so. So that I can tape it down. There we go. Now I do have a little bit of designer series paper that's sticking up here, so I'm just going to trim that off because it's too short to be able to fold over, and I just want that going right up here to the top. So there you go, we've got that on the back. So now we'll take the entire thing, and I'm going to put tape all the way around because this flap, it's I don't want it to pull up my card backing. So I'm gonna, oh, got a little hair there. So we will stick this inside of our card. Okay. So here's our card so far. Let me get all these pieces out of the way here. And, so many scraps. Okay. So I'm going to stick this down right here just so that you can see it for a second. And what I'm going to do is I am going to grab the decorative circle punch and a piece of basic black. And I'm going to punch out a black circle so that I can put my cow on it. I think we'll put one more on there. And we'll stick him on the cow. Or stick him on the decorative circle. Oh, he's so cute. Okay. And then we're going to be sticking this guy on here. And I just want to make sure, so I got to avoid my edges here. I don't want my dimensionals to go over the edges because then I'm going to be sticking my card down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over and just leave it right on the flap because that lets me kind of see where I want dimensionals and where I don't. I want to keep them within that flap. So we'll stick that guy on there. There we go. So I'll have to crease my folds down so it'll stay folded, but for now those scissors are working. Okay, so we still have this strip, but first I'm going to take my classic matte dots, take these black ones here, and I'm going to put a couple of these on the card. Put two over here. There we go. So we're going to stick that here. Now, here's the thing that you might not know about our, oh, I just reached for my glasses again. Something you might not know with making black base cards. Sometimes when you stick them in an envelope, when they sit around for a while, the black can kind of fade off onto your white pieces. So I don't want to have this big black panel here because I don't want to end up with it transferring over. So what I've done, that's why we cut two of these pieces, and we're actually going to stick this inside our card to kind of minimize some of that black transfer. So we'll stick this guy right here. Plus it ties in our spots with the inside and the outside of the card. And so there we have thinking happy thoughts of you with our little cow card. Debbie's asking if I'm wearing Crocs for my wedding. Yes, I am. I have sparkly Crocs for my wedding, and I have poop earrings, so it's a whole thing. All right, so here's our cow cards. Let me bring back Karen's card. I'll take her note out so that's not in the way. But I just thought it would be so fun to kind of case her card. Oh, I forgot something. I wanted to add some string. So here, we're gonna put this back closed. So I wanted to, again, in keeping with my black and white theme, I'm gonna grab my basic black out of here. Oh, I might have enough in this one. Let me check that. And the white baker's twine. Let me see. I don't know if that's gonna be long enough. Actually, it might be. We're gonna try it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna do black and white. So I'm gonna put these two together. Now the black is already short because it was the last of this spool here. The white I'm not gonna cut off yet. So we're gonna wind that around our flap. And I'm gonna go ahead and hold that closed here. And then what I was gonna do was just tie both of them together. I don't know if I can do a bow. That black is really short, but we're gonna try it. I was just gonna tie a knot, but I think I'm gonna attempt the bow first. Ooh, I think I might have gotten it. Okay, let me cut this off so I can get it out of the way. See if I can fix this. I think. Maybe. This is what I get for trying to use a scrap of a piece of baker's twine. All right, so we'll see if we can finagle that to be a little bow. We'll make that shorter, and we'll make this side shorter. Oh, that's gonna work. Okay, so let's move that where we want it. And then I'll trim all of this crazy excess. There we go. So now we have a little black and white bow to tie in with it. Whoops. There we go. So now I think I've cased all of the elements of her card. So instead of using the postage stamp punch that she had used, my cow was too big for that. So I decided to go with the decorative circle and the cow just die cut out. But it's so fun, you guys, when you get a card in the mail to look at it and say, okay, how could I redo this with supplies that I own and make my own card version? So there we go. Okay, so that's our card for today. But I want to answer some of the questions that are coming up in here. I'm getting married on May 13th, and I just mailed out my invitations on Monday. I want to let people get them in the mail before they see them on my social media. So I'm thinking next week I will do a Facebook Live showing you how I made them, because it's a folder, and so I'll do a Facebook Live to show you those, and I'll do that over in the community group. And yeah, I think that's it. So thank you guys. Oh, there, it's slipping again. So thanks for tuning in for Coffee and a Card today. And don't forget to encourage one another and build each other up. I'll see you soon.